So here's a good example of where our crews came through earlier this year, performed a pole inspection. This was a partial Sonneborn selective treat project. So let's take a look below ground before we fully excavate every pole. In this case, they did 2 partials, and what they found in the partials, and we got to clean them out a little bit, is a fair amount of decay. So the decay, you could see our inspector chipped away just a little bit to get an accurate measurement to ensure that it was either a serviceable pole or a reject before they proceeded. Upon assessing the pole and identifying the fact that it was a reject, they didn't go any further. They didn't take the time to excavate the pole and take those extra steps that are very costly in a program. So later on, our restoration crews are going to come through and install restoration on this structure to bring it back to serviceable so that the utility could take this off of their replacement list that oftentimes is a burden either from a financial standpoint or just a manpower staffing issue. So we'll take a look at this pole when it's all done. This truss was installed 5 feet below grade, 5 feet above grade, so half and half. And the below grade section is married well to the butt of the pole and is now essentially your new butt of the pole. It takes this bending moment from here to here. So when our crews arrive, they test these critical points on the pole. They do a recheck, make sure that they meet the requirements to band the truss to the pole. They set up their equipment to drive this truss. Given that there were no underground facilities here, we didn't have to tear up the lawn, we didn't have to excavate. We were able to install the truss without creating a mess. So it was driven to depth. Then the bands were applied. These bands are put on high tension and then crimped and sealed. Made sure that there are no cracks. You know, we do an ongoing quality check of the product install as we're installing it. Then the cover cap is applied. The cover cap is applied as a safety measure for linemen. If they're climbing the pole and they would slide down the pole for some reason, they would deflect rather than get caught on a right angle. And the final product is painted brown to help blend in with the surroundings and not stand out like a big hunk of metal. This is the final product that will give many, many years of additional life for any pole that is found serviceable above ground. So at low cost, minimal amount of time, you have a pole that's serviceable. It went from reject to serviceable in less than an hour.